Hello, my name is Stephanie Ruffing, and I am a student at Lourdes University in the summer of 2017 Business 340 internship class, and I'm excited to tell you about my internship with Cintas. I am currently approaching graduation from Lourdes as I am a senior, and I am double majoring in healthcare and business administration. I had the opportunity this summer to be a global supply chain intern with Cintas in their first aid and safety distribution center in Mason, Ohio. This distribution center is also connected to another distribution center that focuses on garments and their corporate headquarters. So I had lots of opportunities to be exposed to leaders and to a lot of other people within Cintas. The photo that you see in this slide is me sitting in the founder and former CEO's chair in his office in Mason, Ohio. And so I made the joke to the people that I presented to at Cintas saying that I had already picked out my office. So they thought that was funny, and it was a light-hearted way to start my presentation. Moving to the next slide, I'd like to speak generally on Cintas as a company, give you a little bit of details about what they do and what's important to them as a company. Their mission statement, or their principal objective, is to exceed their customers' expectations in order to maximize the long-term value of the company for its shareholders and working partners. This principal objective lies very importantly with all leaders and frontline partners because it is the baseline for all decisions that are made within the company. Everything falls back on this principal objective. In addition to the principal objective, corporate character is also very important to Cintas. They're very professional, so from the way they dress to the way they approach people, they want to seem like the professionals in the industry. They also have high ethical and moral standards and values. They like to do what is right at all times. They also have a sense of competitive urgency and positive discontent, so they're not satisfied with being the best. They want to continue to improve upon themselves, and they do this in the most positive way. In 2015, revenues for Cintas were $4.48 billion, but they continue to grow through 2017, especially with their new acquisition of their biggest competitor, G&K, and I got to play a role in that. Cintas services over 900,000 businesses across the country and throughout the world, and they help them get ready for the workday. Some of their products include uniforms, first aid and safety products such as AEDs and training for them, fire extinguishers, restroom supplies, and much more. At Cintas, I reported to a couple of different people. First and foremost, I reported to the talent acquisition manager for global supply chain, Montoya Hawthorne. After that, I reported to Bill Carter, who is the DC General Manager, and I also reported to Bob Monist, who is the First Aid and Safety General Manager. Now I'd like to touch a little bit on what I did for Cintas. To start with, as I said before, I played a part in the G&K acquisition for Cintas through their World Emblem logo file conversion. So I took the top 1,000 logos that were vital to the G&K business and integrated them into our Cintas business. So the way I would do this, and the process map is on my slide, I would take things out of our intranet and put them into various different systems manually. This took about 12 minutes for the average person at first, and for me it took about 10 minutes at first, but I was able to cut it down to only a third of that, 4 minutes. I also was able to cross-train others about what I was doing in order for them to finish the project and finish the rest of the logos that would need to be done at some point in the near future. The second project that I completed for Cintas included something from First Aid and Safety, which was a database that had software training keys, which were basically access codes for the trainings for AEDs, first aid, and all of those other first responder trainings. So I took their website, which had about 800 groups, down to 80 groups, which made it much more efficient to use and report on. I updated their safety stock requirements for these keys so that they weren't purchasing so often. They went down from 3 purchases a week to 1 purchase a week. And then I also negotiated with the American Heart Association on a new access for our locations to have better reporting at that standpoint, and we didn't have to give them the information anymore from headquarters. While working on that project, I also was part of a team that started looking at the issues that we were having in the form of customer complaints in first aid and safety. And a lot of these complaints and issues had root causes that we weren't looking at before, and we will start looking at while I was there and after I leave. So I found root causes with a team to our issues, and some of them were replenishment issues. So we're going to launch a project to improve these replenishment problems. I also initiated a project that would implement a new customer service database. So in order to be more consistent in our reporting and be able to find the root causes without having to deep dive analysis into the customer complaints, we hope to add this new customer service database, which will provide more consistent reporting and more value-added reporting. The last project that I focused on at Cintas was an intern project that I initiated with another intern. And basically all of us interns thought that the onboarding process wasn't as helpful and resourceful as it could be, so we came up with 3 documents that future interns would get during onboarding process, and they would have resources available to them. They would have the people that we found as helpful to our onboarding process, and we also gave them advice for how to be a successful intern at Cintas. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about what I learned at Cintas. What did Cintas do for me? And to start with, I did a lot of trainings at Cintas to really take what I learned at school and apply it to the business side of things and actual real life situations. I did some compliance trainings at Cintas. I attended a lot of safety trainings in the distribution center. I also attended a safety improvement committee meeting a couple of times, and then I also went to a negotiation training, and this negotiation training taught me all of the tools that I needed in my American Heart Association contact, where I could really communicate with them and tell them what Cintas needed and how it would be beneficial for us, and I was able to get them that deal. I also had a lot of exposure to Cintas as a business and to their partners. I got to go on a facility services route ride with a sales rep, so he taught me everything that goes on out in the field, and it was really important for me to connect what goes on out in the field to what I was doing at headquarters and in the distribution center. It really filled in the blanks for me for the Cintas business. I spent a day in our picking department. I got access to leadership. Anytime I wanted to make a meeting or a one-on-one with someone, they immediately accepted and were so excited to meet me and teach me what they did every day and really share their success stories with me. And then I also had a lot of access to our management trainees, and that's a program that I would want to be interested in and potentially attend or be a part of. Another opportunity that I got at Cintas was to attend the Summer Intern Summit, and basically at this summit we took all of the interns from Cintas, whether they were based at headquarters or around the country. We all came to Cintas headquarters and we got to learn about Six Sigma, which is basically a set of management techniques intended to improve business processes. We also learned how to create a more lean business by taking waste out of the equation, as in waste of movement and waste of activities, and really waste of anything that would prevent us from being efficient in our business. We also learned about innovation and change management, and I got to use innovation in a lot of my projects and change management in one of them in the last one because there was a lot of resistance to the new database. So it was very important for me to learn that and then apply it in a business setting as well. All in all, I made a lot of very great improvements in my professional self. I improved in Excel. I had taken a lot of classes in Excel but never really understood the importance of it and didn't think that I was going to use it in business, but I used it almost every single day at my internship with Cintas. I was able to develop and maintain business relationships as well as personal relationships, and I think that this is one of the biggest parts of a business job, or any job for that matter, is maintaining relationships with people, asking them how their day was. Every single day when I went into Cintas, everyone said, good morning, how was your weekend? Have a great weekend, have a great night. Everyone really cared about each other, or at least it seemed that way, and I really appreciated that. and it really makes you feel like someone's looking out for you, someone cares about your success, and that's a really great feeling to have. I also got to learn about time management, how much time I really had on my hands. I don't think that at school I really was taking advantage of all the time that I had, and now I know going back into school that it's so possible to get all my stuff done and so much more, because every single day at Cintas I was challenged to create time for projects or for meetings, and it felt like the days went by so fast and I didn't have as much time in them as I wanted to, but it definitely taught me time management and how important it was. Finally, one of my bigger takeaways from my internship with Cintas was adapting to different management styles. So the first two management styles that I had, I loved them, and they were so easy to succeed and excel underneath. They gave me all the resources to be great, and then in my last position, I would say, I had a tougher management style where it seemed like I was trying so hard and doing all of my work and exceeding expectations, and there was no positive reinforcement or, hey, good job, Stephanie, like, I love this. So it was very hard for me to adapt to that and keep going, keep pushing, keep excelling, and having that confidence in myself, knowing that I was doing great and doing the right thing. But in the end, since I was patient, this management style came along, and I got the positive reinforcement that I was looking for the whole time, and they were actually upset to see me leave Cintas and want me back there as soon as possible. So just having patience and adapting to different management styles has become more important to me, and I realize that it's definitely necessary to succeed in a business relationship. Since we're on the last slide, I'll get to talk to you a little bit about my conclusions on the internship, my overall experience, and what I got out of it. So I would say the hiring process was very intense and consistent. So everyone goes through the same process at Cintas. You get very hard questions, and they take everyone seriously because they want to have good partners in their business, and they want their corporate culture to be sustainable, and they want everyone to live it. The company is very committed to safety in the workplace. I got to see firsthand how important safety was. There's a safety poster on every single wall. There's a safety banner hanging everywhere. They really talk about safety every single day, and it's very important to them. And I really liked that because you feel valued and you feel like someone's looking out for you. I think that Cintas is a great company to work for. I think it was a great place for me to start my career, and I'm very thankful for that. I think Cintas strives to exceed their customers' expectations. I mean, they talk about that every day too. And their mission and their culture really are the foundation for every decision that they make, from their front line to acquisitions. Everything that they do it starts with the mission statement. It starts with their company culture. It lives through everything, and I think that it's really important to have that consistency in a business, and that can only lead to success. I was also able to build my professional language, and I think that that is hugely important. Not only did I know some business language before going into my Cintas business internship, but I was able to learn a lot of new words, a lot of new business sayings, like transactional business, taking care of the customer transactionally versus taking care of them transformationally, and really moving your business towards new and better things. Overall, I have nothing bad to say about my Cintas internship. I enjoyed every minute of it. I had so many great experiences. One of them was in this picture on this slide. We got to go to Kings Island for a day, and we actually got paid to do it. So, and that's just one of the many opportunities that I had with Cintas. They provided us with a lot of social activities outside of work and inside of work, and that really contributed to a positive experience overall. I'd like to say thank you to all of my supervisors, Montoya, Bill, Bob, and then also to Ross because he helped me get situated. My intern friends, hi everybody, my dad for putting my name out there, and thank you Cintas for the great experience.